Imagine you're in a store, picking up a bottle of beer, and you easily read the alcohol content on the label. Who here has done that? Does that sound familiar to you? Yeah, seems about right. 87% of men and 79% of women in Switzerland drink. In the US, 52.9% of adults reported drinking over the last month. But what about substances that aren't labeled so clearly? Who likes to take an ecstasy pill on special events? No need to answer. I know it's illegal. And therefore, we do not have exact numbers on users. However, what we know is that millions of people worldwide consume illicit drugs daily, without knowing what's in them or how strong they are. And many people confuse the dangerousness of a substance with its legal status. That's misleading. Take Switzerland, for instance. 1,500 people die every year from excessive alcohol consumption. Meanwhile, in the US, in 2022, 105,452 people died from an opioid overdose, many of which from legally prescribed drugs. Just because a substance is legal doesn't mean it's safe. And just because a substance is illegal doesn't automatically make it dangerous. The real risk, it's all about not knowing, not talking, and not being able to figure out what's in these substances. That's why today I would like to take you on a journey through the world of harm reduction in drug policy, a space where compassion meets science to safeguard our communities. Just because a substance is illegal, most drugs are illegal in Switzerland, doesn't mean that people don't use them. Switzerland had to learn that lesson the hard way. I'm sure you all know Zurich, the financial capital of Switzerland, the place where all the banks are and wealth seems to be everywhere you look. Would you believe that Zurich was home to one of the largest open drug scenes worldwide during the 1980s? Me neither. On this picture, you see the infamous Needle Park at Platzspitz, a symbol of an escalating drug epidemic where overdoses were tragically common and and HIV was spreading rapidly due to needle sharing. It was clear we were facing a public health emergency. Out of this crisis emerged a transformative and very pragmatic approach to drug policy, built on 4 key pillars: prevention, therapy, harm reduction, and repression. While I may not fully endorse every aspect of this model, it marked a crucial shift away from the war on drugs mentality towards a focus on public health and individual dignity. In addition to the safe consumption rooms, the syringe exchange programs that reduced HIV and hepatitis C, and the opioid agonist therapy, another innovative harm reduction concept emerged in Europe during the 1990s called drug checking. I've been part of setting up drug checking services at parties and festivals where people who use drugs can test their substances free and anonymously and receive the results within minutes. At a busy festival, Mark approaches us to test what he believes is cocaine. Turns out it's actually ketamine, a tranquilizer known for treating PTSD and depression when dosed correctly. However, mistaking it for cocaine could have severe consequences, such as sedation, disorientation, or even a dangerous drop in consciousness. And while filling out the questionnaire with Mark, he found out that his occasional fun was heading towards dependency. This realization led him to seek ongoing counseling and has been working with me for over 2 years now. No judgment, no fear, just profound education and conversations. Drug checking isn't just about preventing harm. It's about sparking meaningful dialogues that drive positive change. But what is drug checking? Simply put, it's the practice of analyzing substances to determine their composition and purity. This process not only reduces the risk of accidental overdoses, unplanned fainting on the dance floor, or severe poisoning, but also promotes a culture of responsibility, harm minimization, and self-care. And it helps us as professionals to engage with a challenging and hard-to-reach population. Our services gather key insights into drug trends every day, and provided by end users. This collaboration acts as an early warning system, especially now as we're facing the rise of synthetic opioids in Europe, a far more dangerous landscape where our expertise is needed more than ever. Now, consider the alcohol in your store, regulated, understood, and considered safe due to widespread education and labeling. While this approach doesn't prevent addiction, it does prevent accidents. Addiction and abuse often arise as coping strategies to escape complex situations. They won't disappear with prohibition and zero tolerance policies. However, with education, regulation, and safer use messaging, we can prevent accidents and maybe also abuse. Isn't this a reason to treat illicit drugs similarly to alcohol, tobacco, and in some countries also cannabis? Remember Needle Park? It serves as a reminder. Back then, a lack of information and ineffective drug policies led to a severe public health crisis. Let's advocate for an approach that provides safety and includes harm reduction. Now, I challenge each of you to reflect on your role and the preconceived ideas you may have in this movement, whether it's by educating yourself and others, or supporting harm reduction initiatives, or engaging in open, compassionate dialogues that drive meaningful change. Thank you.